It is graduating season. So if you want to know how I got this look for my senior portraits that are going to be coming up, stay tuned. First thing that you want to make sure you do is you have a nice base. And with that, you need to make sure that you have done your skincare flawlessly. That is already done. I did not do moisturizer yet because I'm going to do that step here. I wanted to try the Glow Recipe Water Glow pH BH Tone Tightener. I only got this pretty much just for the application of the makeup. I did see this on a TikTok user. I loved her makeup, so I wanted to pick this up. I'm gonna put it on a cotton pad. Consistency is not really too much of a runny liquid like most toners are. It's pretty much a little bit thick. I'm gonna let that sit and then I'll continue. The next thing that I want to make sure that I do is I want to make sure that I moisturize, and I need to moisturize my under eye, and I also need to moisturize my entire face. To do that, I'm gonna go in with the Eye Rescue from Charlotte Tilbury. I got a big one of these because I really love this stuff. Tried it with one of the Sephora samples, and since then I've been in love. I'm trying out for myself. I did try this out with a sample, so I want to make sure that I really like it before I buy the big one. But I bought a small one, and this is also the Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Magic Cream, so I'm going to use this as my moisturizer. Whenever you're doing anything under eye, you want to make sure you use your ring finger, and then you just want to tap and then go ahead and put it right under the eye. Make sure that you're really delicate with all of your under eye moisturizers. I will say you get quite a bit of product in the Charlotte Tilbury moisturizer for it to be small. And you just want to make sure you're taking your time with moisturizing your skin. So I would advise make sure that you're not rushing while doing this makeup, because we want our pictures to turn out very pretty, because you're going to be looking at them years and years and years to come. So now that both of those are on, I want to give it a few minutes to saturate in my skin before I go putting on anything else over top of it. So give this about, I would say, 2 to 3 minutes. If you can give it longer, give it longer. If you can't, 2 to 3 minutes will suffice. So now that my moisturizer and eye cream has set, I'm going to go in with a primer. And this is a new primer that I picked up. It's the Refi Grow and Sculpt Face Primer. So I do want to see how this does with my skin and with my makeup. So remember, if you try anything new, you need to try it before you actually do your makeup on the day. Do not try it on the day. So we're going to see how this does. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do my eyebrows, and the reason why I want to do my eyebrows first is because I want to frame my face. When you do your eyebrows last, it gives you a bit of a, I would say, softer look. But when you do your eyebrows first, it frames your face more. So that is why I'm doing my eyebrows first. So I'm going to go in with two things. I'm going to go in with the Anastasia. This is the Brow Wiz. I'm also going to go in a Benefit, the Goof Proof Brow Pencil. So the Brow Wiz is going to be in the color dark brown, and the Benefit is in the color, the number 4. So I'm going to kind of go back in between both just so I can get that perfect brow that I'm looking for. Do is I'm going to color correct. This is a must step if you want your makeup to look camera ready, is make sure that you color correct. So I'm going to go in with my NARS, and this is going to be in the Radiant Creamy Color Corrector, and it is in medium deep. So it is a nice orange kind of tint, just enough for me. I'm just going to go ahead and color correct on the spots that is needed and a little bit under my eyes. What I'm going to make sure I do is make sure that this dries down just a little bit. So wait maybe 30 seconds to a minute. Then go in, and you're not going to fully blend it out, but you just want to make sure that it's in enough where it doesn't move once you put on all your other things on top of it. Now that I allowed that to set for a little bit, I'm just going to go in. I'm going to take the brush that I used when I concealed under my eyes with concealer, and I'm just going to go ahead and gently press into hyperpigmentation areas that I want to make sure that is color corrected. I want to try something a little new, and I got this from Jackie Anna. I want to see if it works for me because she also has oily skin. So I'm going to take my Huda Sugar Cookie, and I'm just going to set everything that I've already done. So the moisturizer, primer, the color corrector, all of it. So I just want to go ahead and set it a little bit and see how it gives once I put all my makeup on. I'm going to take a brush, and I'm just going to lightly set everything. This is great because it's white, so it's pretty translucent. Everything has been set. Unpopular opinion, I actually like the smell of Huda setting powders. I think it smells really good, but I know some people don't like smell. I'm gonna go ahead and start on my eyes. I wanna give a little bit of glam, but natural type of glam. For the eyes, I want to go in with the Jaclyn Hill 2 palette, and I'm gonna be using 3 colors just about out of this palette. The 3 colors that I am going to be using is going to be Homebody. Then I'm going to go ahead and use this right up here, Thick Skin. And then I'm going to use Certified. So I will be using those 3. Homebody is to go ahead and to darken my crease. Then I'm going to blend out with Thick Skin. And then in my inner corner, I'll put Certified.
So this is the part where, unfortunately, I cut off my eyes by accident. So I'm just kind of going to explain it a little bit. Right here, I just used Beach, and this is from Hourglass Concealer. I couldn't find my P. Louise base, which is fine. And then I go ahead and I start with the eyeshadow that I stated in the previous clip. And what you want to also make sure you do is take your time with your eyeshadow because you want to blend it out as much as possible. You don't want to rush this step because you want everything to mesh together and look seamlessly on your eye. So I seen I wanted to go back in with a browner eyeshadow, which was G Money. And I'm just going to put that back into my crease over top of the previous eyeshadows. I just kind of want to deepen it a little bit and bring a little bit more brown to my eyeshadow. And then I'm taking a fluffy brush with nothing on it, and then I'm just going to go ahead and swipe back and forth just to blend everything together. And then I'm going to take this small flathead brush, and I'm going to pack that color Certified right on my lid. I'm not going to take it all the way up into the crease, but I'm going to pack as much as I possibly can.
Now I want to go ahead and move on to my skin, and I am going to bring out the big dog for this one. This is the Chanel Ultra Lay Tint, and this is in the color 91 Caramel. I love this foundation. Any type of big event that I do, I always put this foundation on. I first want to do is go in with my MAC Prep and Prime, just kind of hydrate my skin a little bit. Pretty much going to use my makeup plate so I don't get as much product on my skin that I don't need, because I do want to make sure that it's not cakey. So I'm going to use this to apply my product here and then apply it on my face. I'm going to be using my IT Cosmetic brush. It has an angle to it and it's really fluffy. So I want to use that to make sure that my application is really flawless and that it gives me a more of an airbrush feel. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this and just go right in with it. Also, what I want to do is I want to make sure that I avoid my eye area, because we don't want too much product there, because then your concealer will start creasing. This brush is just so beautiful. And so I think that took me maybe like 2 pumps. What I'm going to now go in and do is I want to make sure that everything is blended out seamlessly. So I'm going to go in with my beauty blender and just kind of go over it a little bit. Now that I have this flawless base, if you see, it looks so nice. I just want to make sure there's no streaks, there's no lines of demarcation that looks, you know, kind of weird. And so now that I'm done that, I'm going to go in with contour first. I'm going in with my Chanel bronzer. This is in the color Tan Deep. This is a really great bronzer. It's worth the price. So I'm just going to go in and I'm going to take this brush. It's kind of tapered a little bit. And I'm just going to go in and I'm going to go around my perimeter. And I'm not going to be too shy on the bronzer because I want to look golden. If I can bathe in that bronzer, I would. Didn't want to take it too dark. I wanted to kind of still give it a deepened look, but I wanted to be a little bit subtle because, again, these are pictures and we want to make sure that it shows up great when we get the pictures back. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to go in and conceal, and I'm going to use my Tarte Shape Tape, and this is in the color Medium Sand. So I'm going to go ahead and conceal where I need to conceal. And then I'm going to go in with my Hourglass in the color Beach. And that's just getting the inner corner. And that's it. With concealer, you want to make sure it dries down a little bit. Then go in and disperse it. So when I am going to disperse it, I'm going to use this brush. I got it from the dollar store. It's more of a flathead brush. I get a little bit control on it, and it makes sure that it gets a lot of the surface area. Now that it has dried down a little bit, I'm going to go in and I'm going to blend it out. Then I'm going to go in with the Hourglass. And I just want to focus it right in the inner corner. I don't want to go out any further than that. Just to brighten, and that's it. I'm going to take this smaller beauty blender and then I'm going to blend it out. Now I'm done with my concealer. I just want to look at my face, make sure everything is blended out seamlessly. If it's not, go back and blend before I put on any powder. I'm going to go in with a powder puff, and I'm going to go in with the Beauty Bakery, and this is in Casanova, more of a yellow tint. And I'm going to go in a little bit just so I can set where I conceal. I do not want to bake yet. I just want to set. So I'm going to take a little bit of this, just dab it on my hands a little bit. First, I'm going to get under the eye. And then I'm just going to take the rest that's on my back of my hand, and I'm going to make sure that I set all the rest of the parts that I concealed. Now I'm going to go back in with the Huda Beauty, and this again is in Sugar Cookie, and I'm going to now bake under my eye. I want to bake with the translucent because I don't want it to be too yellow, because I don't know how it's going to show up on a professional camera. I do know how it would show up on an iPhone camera, but not a professional camera. So I'm going to go in with this. I believe this is going to brighten me without giving me any type of flashback. I'll take the same beauty blender, and this time I'm now going to bake. So I allowed this to sit quite a bit. So now I'm going to go in with my Sephora Micro Smooth Powder, and this is in the color 58 Almond. And I'm going to take a Real Techniques brush. This is a powder brush, and I'm just going to go over my entire face and wipe off the excess powder from my baking. So I'm just going to go ahead and take it, make sure I get quite a bit on there, and then just go right in. I'm gonna make sure that I set my cream bronzer and bring a little bit more life back into my face. So I'm gonna be using my Morphe Trailblazer. This Morphe Trailblazer is a little bit dark for me, and it's more in a reddish tint. That is exactly what I want. So I'm gonna be very light on my hand when I'm putting this all on the perimeter of my face. So first what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the same Real Techniques brush, and I'm going to dip it. Remember, this is dark for me, so I'm going to be very light. I'm not going to be heavy-handed. And I'm just going to tap all around my perimeter. And what you can do is you can continue to build until you get exactly what you want. But like I said, make sure you do a light hand if you in fact do get Trailblazer, if you're my color. And just make sure that you do just a little light hand, just a little. And you can keep doing it until you get the desired look that you want. I am pretty happy with the desired look that I have. I'm really nice and bronze. I'm still light within my eye area and in the middle of my face. So now I'm going to go ahead and contour my nose. I'm only going to do powder contour for my nose because I do not want my nose to be too... I want to make sure that I still let my features peek through. So in order to do that, take the Benefit, and this is the Hula Caramel. And I am just going to take a brush, it's a little flat, a little fluffy. I'm going to go right in it, hit the excess off, and just contour. I am going to take my contour a little bit in my shadow. And you want to make sure you do a light hand with this also. Don't go too crazy into the bronzer. Build it up as you go. This looks really good to me. So now I'm going to blend out my nose contour. This is the exact placement that I wanted with the exact shadow that I want as well. And then I'm just gonna go back into this fluffy brush and just dab it. I'm gonna go with this Pat McGrath Permal Ultra Guide Eye Pencil in that black coffee. And I'm going to line my bottom. If you see with my bottom lid, I stayed more so on the outer corner, and also I tight lined my waterline and I stayed within the outer corner. What I'll do is I'll smudge it out and then I'll smudge it to kind of go inward. So you just want to make sure that you focus your attention on the outer corner versus making sure that the liner goes all the way to your tear duct. I'm going to use a smaller brush. I'm going to go in with the color G Money, and I'm going to smudge that dark liner and also give my eye a little bit of darkness underneath. We're almost at the finish line. I picked up this blush at the beauty supply store. This is the Nika K and Ginger. I've been looking for a blush without an iridescent gold in it, like my Taj Mahal NARS, just so I can do this look. If I want to go matte, I don't want that golden shimmer that it gives off. So this is what the color looks like. I'm just going to take a large fluffy brush and go in with it. So this is my first time trying this out. And very lightly pack it back toward this way. Ooh. As you can see, that color is very pigmented. So let's just put it on first. And then we'll blend out. I love it. I love it. I think it's really pretty. Yeah, I really like that. I like that a lot. I'm gonna go in with my BH Cosmetics palette. The white that was in the Jaclyn Hill isn't as white for me. I want to take, I don't know what it's called. It doesn't necessarily have, it doesn't have any names. So it's this white up here. I want to take that and put it in my inner corner. And if white is a little bit too bold for you, you can always go in with a nice little cream color. So maybe like a tan, and that'll look nice as well. I didn't want to do a lash because I think the look looks really great without the lash. If you want to put lashes on, you can, but I like it without the actual lash. I think that it looks a little bit more natural without the lash on. So what I basically just did to kind of elongate my lashes, because I really don't have huge lashes, is I used this lash curler from Revlon. What I did was I took my lash and then I just pumped it 3 times, pump it 3 times, put mascara on. Let the mascara dry just a little bit, pump it 3 times again, 3 times, mascara, and I did that twice. I did not put bottom mascara on just yet. Normally when I put the bottom mascara on and spray my face, I get the residue underneath my eye. So I like to spray my face first, then I'll put my bottom mascara on. My Prep and Prime from MAC first, just to kind of mesh everything together. Once that's done, I'm gonna go into my Melanie Mills Hollywood. This spray is so good, okay? I have my makeup stay on for a very long time, and it gives it a flawless finish. So I'm gonna go ahead and with my Melanie Mills, and look how much you get in the bottle. And it's more like a mist, so I'm just gonna mist this all over my face. And go ahead and let that dry down so my stuff My makeup will not move, okay? Not move at all.
It don't move. You hear what I'm telling you? It don't move.
I'm gonna take my MAC liner in Cork, and I'm just gonna outline my lips. Cork is more like a medium brown instead of a dark brown. I think this is right for the occasion. Once I line my lips, I'm gonna go back in and I'm gonna overline. I like to line my lips first, just rather than go in and overline, because I have a guide. I'm gonna go in with my Mario Ultra Suede lipstick, and this is in the color Cam. And this is what it looks like. And then over top of that, I'm gonna go in with my Pat McGrath, and this is in Flush Astral Lust Gloss. So that is the lip for me. So let's go ahead and see how all of this looks together. So this is the final look. So I've really loved how this did turn out. It gives me a very natural, subtle beat, but it also takes it up a notch a little bit, especially with the eyeshadow and us really making sure that we brighten that under eye and brighten the center up. If you decide that you are going to recreate this look, or if you decide that you're going to take any tips from anything that I had shown in the video, make sure that you tag me in your photos, any of your graduation photos, your graduation portraits, any of that. Make sure that you tag me on my Instagram. I am Chris Style. If you are a graduating senior, or if you're graduating from cosmetology school, if you're graduating from college, high school, or just a trade school in general, put in the comment section below, #graduating2023. I hope you enjoy the look as much as I enjoy creating it. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your bell notification so you are notified the next time that I upload a video. This is part 1. Part 2, we're going to actually be doing the graduation makeup. That's going to be fun. Bye, Stylistas.
Got a lot of bands, got a lot of IPO.